there at the bottom. Trying to figure out what's the best thing to put glitter in, right? To get that snow globe effect. You know, like how fast does it fall if you put it in this or that? So I tested several different mediums. So rubbing alcohol, vegetable glycerin, hand sanitizer, baby oil, clear glue, and distilled water. Those are the three that I used. And I used like 1/8 a teaspoon of each. Ultrafine of this sort of confetti type of glitter, chunky glitter. All of these have the exact same amounts in them as far as glitter is concerned. And I did that because, you know, different like size glitter will fall at a different rate, which you will see. Glycerin and distilled water, just distilled water, just glycerin. When you just suspend it in glycerin, it just stays like permanently suspended like that. It will never drop. So, I mean, this is perfect for a lot of applications if you just want it to look like that, but if you want movement. Okay, so you can see the distilled water alone, everything fell almost immediately. And in the glycerin and water, you can see that the only thing that's still falling, because there are 3 sizes of glitter, is just the microfine glitter. Glue and distilled water, just glue, just baby oil. Let me shake that one more time. So this one doesn't move. When you put it in the glue, it just stays like suspended like that, which is kind of cool. I mean, definitely a look for certain kinds of projects. I'm gonna put the 2 that move. So this is baby oil, this is glue and water. And this is just straight glue. And it doesn't move once you shake it. You can see that the baby oil is falling very, very slowly. This is falling much faster. All the heavier stuff is already at the bottom, whereas over here, a fair amount of it is still suspended. The one thing I will say though, if you use baby oil, it keeps sticking to the sides, which I don't know. I don't love that. Falls the slowest of the 3, but it does kind of stick to the sides. And for that reason, I would not use it personally. These 2, and then I'm gonna come back and do a few other comparisons. So this is just straight rubbing alcohol, and this is hand sanitizer, because I thought, why not? So rubbing alcohol, hand sanitizer. You can see with the rubbing alcohol, it falls really fast. With the hand sanitizer, it barely moves at all. In fact, it doesn't move at all. These 3, which are just hand sanitizer, just glycerin, vegetable glycerin, just clear glue. You guys can see there are 3 pretty different looks. And it's kind of weird. I just had this as an experiment, but once you put it in there and you shake it, it's not gonna move. I mean, it is gonna be forever suspended, kind of like it would be with epoxy. And that's kind of a cool look. Like for certain applications, this is something I will definitely use. Like if I had a big project where I didn't wanna waste epoxy, right there. The glue, you do kind of get these like different looks. You can see, I mean, it still moves, but it's very slight. But one bonus, no air bubbles. I will say that with the hand sanitizer, it seems like the confetti type stuff migrated towards the outside of the glass, which again is a kind of cool look because it looks like this entire jar is filled with glitter, and it is not. It has like less than a teaspoon of glitter in here. So I mean, if that were an application you needed, that's the way to go because it kind of pushes all to the outside for some reason, and that's how it ends up looking. Very cool. And then these 2 look almost identical. The glycerin and the glue. I would say there's just not really a difference. I mean, see? But it is a beautiful look for certain applications. Again, if I had to fill something that was large and I didn't want to use epoxy, I'm pretty sure I would just use this. Looking at these are all the more like just straight liquid ones, right? So this is baby oil, rubbing alcohol, distilled water. And I'm gonna shake them all here again in a second. And now that it's all settled, you can see with the baby oil one, see how the pieces just kind of stuck to the outside? So if this were like a cup that I was working on, like a snow globe tumbler, I would not be happy about that. Whereas with straight rubbing alcohol and distilled water, you don't get that, but you also get like a ridiculously fast fall time. I'm gonna try to shake them all with one hand. Just not really gonna be possible. And so you see, you get completely different looks. Like distilled water. So you guys can see, the baby oil is definitely the slowest fall between these 3, but let's do these 2. Because look how different. This one kind of goes in like a, I don't know, they definitely look different. The rubbing alcohol falls the second fastest and the distilled water falls the absolute fastest. And then these are the only 2 that are mixed. And this is that glycerin, water, alcohol, and this is glue, water, and alcohol, distilled water, obviously. But you can see at rest, perfectly clear. Okay, everything's down there at the bottom. So glycerin and water, glue and water. Identical formula. So you can see the glue is definitely falling slower. Not by a huge amount, but it is definitely falling slower. Now let me answer some questions that I had, and I know you will have too. I mean, I think these could all be great for different applications, but I had to share this. Oh, but a couple things. You can't mix baby oil with anything because oil and anything, it's not gonna mix. Also, if you tried to mix the glycerin with like rubbing alcohol or water or anything else, it turns extremely cloudy, so don't bother with that. Same thing for the glue. I tried all of that. It's just to show you guys the different looks that you can achieve. I hope you guys found that helpful. Don't forget, stay sparkly. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.